so good. I so feel there are so many people who are so happy about the fact that this drama exists. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where Jung Kyung-good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. 终极笔记 Ultimate Note is a 36-episode web drama that was aired on iQIYI. It went online December the 10th last year and it aired into early January this year. When it first started airing, the rating on Douban is not very enthusiastic. Quite a few weeks after it has finished airing, as I'm making this video, it actually has climbed up to 8.2, making it the highest scoring drama among all the adaptations, dramas or films that are based on the original work, 盗墓笔记. The drama is led by Zeng Shunxi, Xiao Yuliang, Ha Nikezhi, although she's only in the drama for a quarter of the entire length. Plus a lot of young actors who are very, very not known in Chinese drama land. So this drama is also the least famous in terms of the casting's profile among all the adaptations that's based on the Lost Tomb series of books. I'll first give you my rating and then we can go into the details. On my 7-level scale, I'll give this drama a 2 gold mine rating, but that's a generous 2 gold mine rating. If I didn't consider the things that are not necessarily the drama itself, I probably wouldn't give it such a high rating, but because it's absolute unique place among all the adaptations of this IP, it deserves a 2 gold mines. First, some background information about this production and its original material, then I'm gonna reverse the order, talking first about the things that are not really that ideal about this drama, and then about the good things, okay? The good things that actually made it special. This drama is based on 4 different books that are a part of the entire series of books, 盗墓笔记. This series of novels has 9 different books in it, and entirety is close to 4 million Chinese characters, which is actually the length of Joy of Life. So if you've read The Joy of Life, then the entirety of this book is not that long for you. I am not an original novel reader. I am a person who is not interested for whatever reason. I just don't care about the entire genre of tomb raiding, about adventure into ancient tombs and digging out whatever artifacts that has crazy powers. When I watched Reboot, part of it, last year, I did get a little bit education in terms of who is who and what is this whole IP about, but still, I haven't actually read the book. So I pretty much consider myself as a person who knows nothing about the original work, coming into this drama. From that perspective, whether this drama is worth this. Now, let me first talk about the things that I think are not ideal for audiences. The production knows there have already been many productions about this IP. They didn't really bother to introduce anybody. You kind of have to know already who is who when you get into this drama, otherwise you'll be like lost. It just assumes you know who they are. For a person like me who just does not read the original book and kind of know the names of each person and roughly what they are, it still takes a little bit effort for me to get into this story. For a lot of international audiences, if you don't know about the IP and the book, I can see how hard it is for people to find the point of entry. The second thing is the earlier parts of this drama, whether you are a novel reader or not, is not so good. It takes you probably to finish the first major story before everything starts to get better. In terms of writing, in terms of pacing, in terms of acting, and you getting used to the characters, and it starts to get exciting. It takes quite a bit effort. So I'd say the first quarter, or even like a little bit more than that, the first 12 episodes, so that's like a third, is like, okay, watchable, but like a lot of speeding through it, and a lot of moments you are like, yeah, okay, move on, I'm not quite sure what is this for. For the people who have watched the entirety of the drama, which I did, everybody kind of agrees. After episode 13 or 14, it starts to get better and better. And the sort of ultimate high point is around mid-20s. A couple of episodes in mid-20s are really good. So, not an ideal thing for drama to have this kind of problem. The third major thing is the overall cast is a little bit too young. This comes from the people that I've talked to who have read the book and who has been a long time book fan. The general impression, particularly again in the earlier stage of this drama, when you're not so used to this entire cast, you feel everyone is a little bit too young to play the roles they're playing. If plus a 5-year-old at least sort of age onto them will make it feel more suitable. But again, it's not a problem that cannot be overcome. So you see, the major problem I see in this drama are all related to the earlier stage or the harder to get into the drama part. But for the people, for whatever reason, who manage to stick through the earlier stage, the later stage of the drama becomes much more palatable. So now let's talk about the good things about this drama. The first good thing about this drama is they spend most of the money for sure on the actual production. I don't know why I'm saying this as if it's a rare thing, but it is. Because this drama doesn't contain any hugely popular, famous, top traffic actor. So I guess the cut of actors' pay in relation to everything else, proportionally speaking for the budget, is a very reasonable one, which means they can put the money to, for example, go into real locations to shoot stuff. You will see deserts, you will see very interesting geological locations that actually exist and suits the drama's story, but very likely could be shot in studio or with CG. They went to rainforest, they went to all kinds of really like not ideal places to shoot. That means they have the money, which means most of the money goes to the production. When a drama does that, it really shows. The most important thing is our story. Everything that serves the story gets priority. So this is a very serious production, not because of the story itself, but because of the attitude of the entire crew, including the actors, including the major players in this whole thing, that they really want to make the story work instead of making anyone stand out as a star. There's no way really to hide it. What's your intention, right, of making this thing? Do you make it for get quick money? Do you make it harvesting the fandom's money? Or do you actually make it because you have a passion to tell this story, you love it, and you know there are people out there who would also love it? And that's the mutual respect. People can tell. Even for someone who hasn't read the original novel, I can tell. So the second thing about what is special about Ultimate Note is the scriptwriter of this drama needs to get a big praise. A big pat on the back. Because instead of trashing the original story, which happens so often in Chinese dramaland, the writer actually made the story more complete. There are a lot of clues that's unexplained, unsolved. There are holes that the original author has dug and never bothered to fill, which is very well known in the entire community of book readers of 盗墓笔记. The drama actually bothered to fill up some of these holes with stuff that makes sense. So for the avid book fan, when they see that, they so appreciate that. They are literally thankful to this drama in terms of filling up the holes that the original story has and also respecting the material. The original writer of the book, Xu Lei, he actually doesn't have the best reputation among the genuine book fans because he kind of doesn't really care about his IP. He treats his story and treats his characters in ways that the audience does not accept. And when the author actually comes out and writes something that kind of is OOC, which is out of character for his creation, people do not accept it. They do not think it's canon, and they love the characters so much more actually than the original author. It's a very interesting phenomenon. But it happens with 盗墓笔记, which result in this original author actually doesn't have that much good reputation among the book fans. But the scriptwriter of the drama did a much better work in a way than the original author, which is, I love your characters, I'm going to treat them with respect, make sure the logic and everything works out for those characters, and then make them stay in their character. What more can you ask for? This is so much more than the poor Chinese drama audiences expect because we are so used to crappy adaptation. The third thing I really appreciate about this drama, I really like this cast. Although they do appear to be a little bit too young, and then their acting is not really that matured. But it's so obvious when you watch this drama to sense that everyone is so working for the story. Nobody feels themselves are so much bigger than everybody else. They all aim to create good character. They work so hard. And it's very grueling shooting conditions, like the rainforest part, which is like, I can't even imagine, with all the bugs and snakes and possible stuff that's surrounding them. They are so dedicated. I can so feel it. So even at times when their acting can improve, I would actually not blame them for not doing the best job possible. I would actually feel like I am a parent, almost like sitting there and clapping. It's like, I really appreciate your effort. You've done so well. Next time you can do better. That kind of feeling. Particularly for the two actors. Not saying the other people haven't worked very hard, but time constraint for video. 曾舜晞, 萧宇良 playing 吴邪 and 张起灵. I really didn't expect 曾舜晞is gonna impress me. He actually has been around for quite a few years, but some of earlier works a couple of years ago are so that I kind of lost hope for him. And it was only last year and leading up to this year that I noticed him in a couple of things I didn't expect, and then watch his performance and realized he really has improved. Although not to the point that I think is already qualifying for a great actor, he has moved quite a long way from where he was. And in this drama, as the story goes on, especially in the mid-20 episodes, there are a couple of episodes that I would say, wow, he did a really good job. Also, because he's from Guangdong area, the fact is, if he speaks Cantonese, his acting immediately becomes like a few notch better. When he speaks Mandarin, somehow it just doesn't quite work. The sort of full flavor of this person doesn't come out. But when he speaks Cantonese, totally a different person. So I actually wanted to see him in more productions where he speaks Cantonese. Then we have to talk about Xiao Yuliang and his portrayal of Zhang Qiling, Xiao Ge. In many original book fans' opinion, the best Xiao Ge we've ever seen in a live action, who really captures the essence of the character on page. Zhang Qiling in the book, he has this mysterious past and he has almost like superpowers, but because he always loses memory, so he doesn't really know who he is. A very traditional, what we call 美强惨, pretty strong, but just tragic. It's a very dramatic character, but it's very easy to play this character into a two-dimensional. And also very easy for actually productions to treat a character in this way, which is just functionally really easy to use. Whenever people get into trouble, get him to help them out, and he's so strong and whatever and good looking. Very flat character. There are already quite a few iterations of this character by different actors, and I'd say none of them previously were really successful or super satisfying the audience's need. For example, last year's reboot, where Huang Junjie plays Zhang Qiling, he's so used as the pretty face and the functional figure who's hardly actually in the drama. Very two-dimensional. But in this drama, in Ultimate Note, Zhang Qiling is a three-dimensional person. He is still strong. He's still the silent Men Youping who does not speak. But thanks to the writing and also the actors' effort working together, this time, Xiao Ge is allowed to become a sharp weapon, but at the same time a fragile person. For example, he can get hurt. He actually grows out beard when he's stuck in a cave and doesn't get shaved for a couple of days. He becomes much more human. And although he's very inexpressive of his emotion, at times he shows that he is still a person. And this is hardly seen in previous adaptation. And also Xiao Yuliang just did such a good job. He's not just physically very suitable for this role due to his years of dancing, and he actually has a master's degree in dancing, which is very unusual. So he can do all those crazy moves with a lot of force, accuracy, speed, and his body shape and muscle line, can we say, it looks so great on screen. And also his father is a martial art teacher, so like perfect person, right, to play this type of role. But on another level, the more internal kind of silent monologue of this person and the way that he looks at people, looks at camera, there's this air of this role that Xiao Yuliang manages to bring out that's so like the book character. And I didn't even realize he is the actor in Anti-Fraud League until I've watched a couple of episodes and realized, hold, that face, I've seen this somewhere. And I was so shocked when I found that out, because when I watched Anti-Fraud League, he played the brain character instead of the muscle character, and he's so skinny, right? I never actually knew this guy is a professional dancer and actually knows how to do martial arts. So now I have another actor on my sort of list that I have high hopes and anticipation for in the future. So if not anything else, this drama gave me 2 actors. They showed me the sides of them that I wasn't previously aware of. So I was super happy that I discovered this due to rushing through the 36 episodes of Ultimate Note. I'm only picking them out as examples, but doesn't mean other people are not good. The other actors are also very, very good, and I love the different kind of CPs this drama contains. And watching it with all the people in the live comments, when they point out, oh, this is a recreation of a famous saying from the book. Oh, they actually said this referring to that. I feel like I'm joining a big audience who are all having fun and who feel very appreciative of the effort that this drama has put into this story. I so feel there are so many people who are so happy about the fact that this drama exists. So at the end of this review, I would say Ultimate Note is a drama that's worth watching if you're very interested in its genre, in the franchise of The Lost Tomb. This is a good one to go for, and probably the best one in terms of being authentic to its original material. If you do not know anything about this IP, it will be quite difficult for it to get into the story, but if you can sit through the first third of the drama, you may find it start to get much more palatable later. And I'd say at least some of the fighting scenes, Xiao Yuliang playing Zhang Qilin, is so worth your time and worth watching. Even if you don't watch anything else about this drama, right? His fighting scenes are so good. And I so appreciate a drama that's based on such a famous IP didn't go for the get a famous actors, therefore we can get the fandom's money route, and actually went for tell a good story. Treat the original material with respect. Know your stuff well, and then figure out a way to make it even better. I feel like this should be the attitude for every creatives to do adaptation work in any form, but somehow it's been so ignored and so neglected in Chinese drama land that we have to wait for so many years after so many different adaptations of this IP to finally see something of this quality. Anyway, that will conclude my review on The Ultimate Note, 终极笔记. If you've watched this drama, do let me know what you feel about it. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.